you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. So, I think I probably am going to do 2 streams today. This is the first one. Thank you guys for being here. I know there's probably a lot going on otherwise. So, and these updates, this press conference happened about 2 hours ago. But I want to play it. It's pretty long. So I thought, let's play it together and listen. I want to have the information on my channel anyways. I want to listen with you guys and react. And also, I didn't listen to it all earlier. I listened to some of it. I was in and out, and I've kind of been reading articles and stuff. But I would rather us just listen together. So that's the plan. There is a press conference. There's been new charges for Keon King. Kada Scott, if you guys don't know, let me pull up picture of her. Kada Scott is a 23-year-old woman from Pennsylvania. She lived in Philadelphia, and she's been missing for a couple weeks now. She has recently been found, and yesterday they did confirm that it was her deceased. And this man who has been arrested, and charged with her kidnapping. Okay, so there's a couple interesting things. Number one, she was getting threats before, phone calls, strange phone calls, threatening phone calls before she went missing. She was complaining of that to her friends and family. Number two, Keon King, the person who's been charged with kidnapping for ransom, by the way, which we don't know the details of that, why that charge is the way it is. He has a past history of doing this to other people. Okay. And one of the women that he had done it to, I think there's 3 at least that we know of. It's kind of confusing because reporting has been all over the place. One of those women didn't show up for the hearing and the case was thrown out. They have since reinstated those charges, and footage has came out of him peeking through her window. So it's a whole thing. So today we learn that he's got new charges. There's a bunch of new stuff. So it's an hour long almost. Well, there's 2 versions. Let me show you. Okay, so this is Kada. See if I can get it back to her on the screen. This is Kada right here. This is the local news, and I'll drop this link in the chat. They have done an excellent job keeping up with every single detail of this. So this is what kind of confused me when I went back to, when I had this one saved for the press conference, but it's 55 minutes. So then if you look, there's another that was posted by the local news that's around 20 minutes. So we're going to go to the 55-minute one. We're just going to listen. I'm going to try not to pause like every second because I want us to hear, but I'm going to react as we go. I think that's kind of just the way I'm going to do this. So, hey, Punksy. We don't know who she was getting the phone calls, and we don't know if it was him on the phone, Pointer Lover and Kelly. I'm not sure. I don't know. We also know that there was, when they talk about the call that came in about her remains, they said it was a very specific tip. Want to know more about that? I want to know why his charge is kidnapping for ransom. Hey, Coffee and Skeletons, good morning. Midnight Lace, good to see you. Clicker, I hope I said hi to you. I know I read your thing, but I don't know. 7, all you guys, good to see you guys. Hey, No Madness. Okay. I was about to get up and be productive, but I guess I should just stay in bed. You can be productive and listen. Oh, Clicker, are you? Message me. Okay, you guys, so let's get right into it. Like I said, I think I may be live tonight as well. I'm waiting on a request to come in, and there's another thing I also want to talk about, so we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted, but here we go. Hey, Kimberly. Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera for this.
Thank you all for being here. Ordinarily, this would be our Monday press conference in which we focus on 2 different things. One of them being gun violence data, and another being a related special topic. That is not what we're doing today. This press conference is yielding to the needs and the wishes and the priorities of the family of Kada Scott. In the process of addressing those needs,
Hey, J13, good morning.
We will be announcing that there are new charges being brought against Keon King. We'll get into the details, but the bottom line is a second case has already been approved, and we expect there to be a new
Second
arrest
case?
today, in all likelihood, of Keon King when he is brought in from the jail. The arrest will be for burning of a car, arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, several other charges, and we'll get into the details of that in a moment.
Now, I don't believe there's a homicide charge yet. And when I first heard this, it confused me. We have a new arrest coming of Keon King. They're going to be bringing him from the jail, he said. So,
More than anything,
let's hear about this car.
as I said, this is a press conference that I hope will in some way address some of the needs and wishes of the family. At this time, I'd like to identify some of the good people who are here. We have with us Philadelphia City Council member Anthony Phillips from the 9th Council District, who has been extremely heavily involved in addressing the family's needs, as have other city officials, but extremely heavily involved, including in a meeting with the family where I was also present.
District Attorney.
He will be talking about the efforts that his office is making specifically to address the family's needs when he speaks later during this conference. We have First Assistant DA Robert Listenby here, ADA Ashley Tezlowski of the DAO's Homicide Non-Fatal Shooting Unit, who is handling this matter in close communication with me and others, but is handling this matter. We'll be addressing some of the new developments in the case. ADA Bob Wainwright, who is her chief, the chief of the DAO's Homicide Non-Fatal Shooting Unit, is present. Mariel Dela Cruz, who is the director of the DAO's Victim Services Unit, is here. Donna Wood, who is director of DAO's Relocation Unit, is here. We have Tania Leonard.
I'll speed it up a little for this part at least.
Cares Unit. And we have Marcus
Allen.
Skip it. Mr. Allen is the cousin of Kada Scott on the mother's side, and he is present here on behalf of the family of Kada Scott. While he will not be reading it, he will be standing with us when a statement from the mother and father of Kada Scott is read today. That statement will also be put up on the screen so that you will have the text of it. Over the last several weeks, Mayor Sherelle Parker, the Philadelphia Police Department, the Philadelphia DA's office, elected local officials as well as faith leaders and community leaders have been showing acts of kindness, support, advocacy, prayer for Kada Scott's family. Yesterday, I had the chance to visit Kada Scott's mother, father, sister, uncle, and cousins, along with Philadelphia City Council member Anthony Phillips and some other members of our team.
Okay, so just want to pause for a moment and read Kimberly's comments because I think that's interesting and good strategy. She says the best thing they can do is stack as many charges as possible. It will give them bargaining power when getting him to plead guilty for taking of life. Yes, I agree. I've already been thinking about, what are the chances that this will ever make it to a trial? I would say probably slim to none, but we'll see. At the end of the day, as long as he's punished, right?
Speak to them, to listen to and to access their current needs, to explore how the DAO can assist them and walk with them through this horrific and difficult journey, to express our condolences to them in person, and to offer resources through our external engagement operations, which include our Victim Services Unit and our CARES Unit. We also were there to provide the most recent update on the investigation, to answer their questions about the prosecutorial process, its details, its timing, and what they, as a family, can expect next in the criminal justice process. It was very important to me for them to get some details about the case, which is developing almost hourly from us, and not just from
almost hourly.
And that is no disrespect to the media, but it's hard for a family to read and learn things about a loved one for the first time on a television screen or on social media or by reading an article. So we wanted to make sure that we conveyed to them as early as possible, as much as possible, so that they would have the information that they wanted and that they needed. During the sit down with the family, we made a commitment that today's press conference would be all about their daughter. And And therefore, as I've already mentioned, there are certain things that we want to cover today. We want to cover a statement that is to be read and released to the media on behalf of the family, specifically written and approved by the mother and father of Kada Scott. We want to cover some recent developments within the investigation and prosecution of Keon King. We want to continue our request for the community's assistance, tips, and information that would help the investigation and strengthen the prosecution against defendant Keon King. Let's understand the community has already done tremendous work in aiding progress with this investigation. We are simply asking for more. And we also want to convey the upcoming effort to support the family of Kada Scott, led by City Council Member Anthony Phillips of the 9th Council District, including the use of his office for that purpose, and we will let him speak about that. I'd like to start with the family's statement. Tania Leonard, who is the director of...
Okay, so we're going to hear from the family, but I want to answer your question. She was beautiful, but J13 doesn't know anything about the suspect. So let me bring you over here and show you. This is Keon King. He's young. Let me see. I forget how old he is exactly, but he's young. I know that. Early 20s.
When your money is spread across multiple...
Keon King has a history of kidnapping. He has other charges that were once dropped. And yeah, so that's who he is. Now, I don't know. There's a lot that we don't know. So
director of the DAO's CARES unit, and Mariel Dela Cruz, Jessica Serrano, victim witness coordinator, will stand with Tania, is going to read that statement on behalf of the family.
Hey, PB&J.
Standing with them, of course, will be Mr. Marcus Allen. Although he will not be speaking today, he will be here at their request and as their presence in this moment. You should know that Tania, who was present when Councilmember Phillips and I spoke to the family, will be working collaboratively with them and with our internal and external victim advocates to prioritize critical, necessary services to support the family and communities that are impacted by this horrific killing. Tania Leonard and friends.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm Tania Leonard, the Director of Crisis Assistance, Response, and Engagement Unit here at the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office. And on behalf of the CARES unit, I want to begin by extending our deepest care and support to the family of Kada Scott during this unimaginable, difficult time. CARES was created to stand with families who have experienced this type of tragedy and to walk beside them, help them access the support they need, and ensure they are not alone in days and weeks ahead. Yesterday evening, members of our team met with the mother and father of Kada Scott at their home alongside the district attorney to offer our continued presence, resources, and support as they navigate this profound loss. At this time, with the family's permission, we'll share a statement prepared by Kada's mother and father as we stand in solidarity with the family as a unit, as victim advocates, and as an office during this journey of grief and healing.
Thank God. Like, it's not always that we see like all these advocates and people taking part in the press conferences out in the front lines showing we're here, we're a support system for the family. I cannot imagine she had her whole life ahead of her. I mean, I have a child that's not much younger than her. He's 16. God, my heart goes out to them. So I'm really thankful that they have this support. I will say this is my first time hearing this part of the press conference, their statement. So here we go.
Today, we'll say her name. Tomorrow, we'll say her name. And forever, we will say her name. It is with profound sadness that we share the tragic passing of our beloved.
Okay, I definitely don't want to interrupt that. The video, and if we have time at the end, we can look at that again. But if you missed yesterday's live, go back to it. We went through a lot of information. And we showed the video of Keon, and he's at this other girl's house. Now, the way I understand it, he is at the house of one of his other victims, the one who he was charged with kidnapping. She didn't show up, and they released him because the DA has since came out and said he wished he would have shown video evidence. It could have been a stronger case, yada, yada, yada. So it's not Kada, but it is a different person. And the way I understand it, if it is the same person from those kidnapping charge, the drop, they've now been reinstated, all tied in with that video. So
We'll say her name. Tomorrow, we'll say her
Here's
name.
from the family.
And
I'm
forever,
gonna
we
mute
will
and
say
we'll
her name.
hear this.
It is with profound sadness that we share the tragic passing of our beloved daughter, Kada Scott. We kindly ask for space and privacy at this time as we process the heartbreaking events of the past few weeks. Our hearts are shattered, yet we are deeply grateful for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers from people across the nation and around the world. Please continue to keep us in prayer as we navigate this unimaginable loss. Our hearts are broken beyond measure. We are profoundly thankful to every person who shared Kada's story, joined the search efforts, prayed with us, and stood by our family during this devastating time. Your compassion, love, and strength have carried us when we could not carry ourselves. Kada was deeply, deeply loved. Her light, kindness, and beautiful spirit will forever remain in our hearts. We also wish to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mayor Sherelle Parker, the Philadelphia Police Department, all first responders, local volunteers, community organizations, and media outlets, as well as everyone who worked tirelessly to help find our daughter. Although the outcome is one no parent should ever have to face, we remain thankful for the unity, leadership, and love that surrounded us through it all. As we continue to grieve, our family now seeks justice for Kada. We place our full trust in the Philadelphia Police Department and the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office to ensure that the truth is revealed and that those responsible are held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Please honor Kada's memory by showing kindness and care to one another, just as she did every day of her life. With love, strength, and gratitude, the family of Kada Scott.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanya Leonard. Ashley
Well, thank
Kozlowski
you for being here,
will be,
PB&J.
at this time, lead counsel in the prosecution of Keon King.
Okay.
And has been working tirelessly on every aspect of the case, including obtaining a warrant that contains additional charges. Those charges include arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, receiving stolen property, reckless endangerment of another person, tampering with evidence.
Good.
We are not done, but this is a significant development in the prosecution itself. And
You better not be done. We're waiting on some murder charges. Okay, so this woman, I guess, who's about to speak, she's going to be the lead when they go to court and trial.
obviously, there have been
Let's hear
other
from her.
developments
Let's
already
see what
reported
she's got.
over the weekend in the case. It is my pleasure to call forward Ashley Kozlowski, who
Okay.
does about as good a job as anyone I've ever seen.
Crazy mama. Thanks for being a member 33 months. Miss you.
As of last night, our office approved charges, as the DA just said, of arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, tampering with evidence, recklessly endangering another person, and receipt of stolen property. Those
Okay, she's young. I'm excited to watch this if it does go to trial. You know, I want to watch all of them, but I like to see the younger.
charges are in
Younger
reference to
people
the
work
burning
their
of a vehicle.
skills.
That vehicle is a 2008 black Hyundai Accent. That vehicle first entered our radar last week. Investigators received a tip that there was a vehicle burning and that
Phoebe.
vehicle had some connection to
Not
this
with her
case.
death yet.
At the time last week, when investigators went to the location where the vehicle was burned, that vehicle was no longer there. It had already been towed, compacted, and was in a junkyard. This weekend, we recovered additional evidence, including video evidence that confirms that this vehicle, we believe, is the vehicle that Mr. Keon King used to move Ms. Scott. We recovered video out from near the Ada Lewis Middle School, where our search and the investigator search has been focused. There's a rec center directly next to that school. Video evidence was recovered from that rec center, and we are now able to say that this Hyundai Accent was on location at all of the times we're looking at all of the pertinent points in the investigation.
Oh, I did hear this earlier because I remember listening to her, but I guess I was just doing stuff here and I didn't put it together. So when Keon moved Kada, he was caught on video. Okay, like Stephen Stearns. He was literally on video putting Maddie in the trunk. So, oh, good. I'm glad these criminals are fucking dumbasses. Excuse my language. But oh my God, but this is a channel for 18 and up. And it's, I'm not super conservative with my language. I'm always going to say the words as what they are. I don't like to put them in pretty packages and stuff like that. So if it's not the channel for you because of that, then I understand. But an F-bomb this early in No, but I am so glad there was a rec center near the middle school with cameras.
That
There's cameras everywhere these days. I don't know how people think that they can get away with anything.
vehicle was stolen on October 3rd from the area of 6600 Sprague Street. We believe that vehicle is the vehicle that was used
Hey,
in this
Andy.
case. That vehicle was then on scene at that rec center, which ultimately, as we all know, is where we found Ms. Scott's human remains. Video evidence indicates it was on location. Video evidence then indicates it leaves the location. It is burned on October 7th. It was located at the 2300 block of 74th Avenue. When this new video
Wow,
evidence was
almost
uncovered
2
this
weeks ago.
weekend, investigators from the homicide unit cross-referenced all of this information with the cell phone evidence that we had already gained and we had already been using in terms of the kidnapping case and other charges. What I can share is that the cell phone evidence, the call detail records, and timing advanced data as it pertains to Keon King's mobile device puts him at all of the locations that we're talking about. It's on scene when the Hyundai Accent is there at the recreation center. It is on scene when the vehicle is burned.
You dumbass. You carried around your phone on camera. God, I'm so glad he's a dumbass, though. But, oh, my God.
Based on that, last night I approved those charges. And as the DA said, we should have more information in terms of bail and a preliminary hearing date.
Coffee.
Hopefully this afternoon or certainly by tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to keep track of when the hearings are happening.
Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate those
J13.
details. Just a reminder to those in the public who have been so helpful, I think you just heard Ashley Kozlowski talking about the fact that this burning automobile was connected to this case in part due to a tip from the public. I'm not kidding when I say that the public has played an enormous role here. I would ask residents.
Wait, from a tip from the public, why wouldn't they have already gotten that camera footage? Anyways, but okay, because they just found Kada and she was at the middle school, so maybe that's why they hadn't got footage from around the middle school. But the public gave a tip about where she was located. Remember, a very specific tip about this fresh grave by the middle school. And now the public has given a tip about this car that is so interesting. And we're going to, if it makes it to trial, we will learn all about that and how that kind of played out.
Philadelphia to continue reaching out.
I'm
with
sorry, I'm
tips
trying
and
not to-
information
I
to
need
seek
to-
justice for the family of Kada Scott and to allow us to have all the facts so we can justly and vigorously prosecute defendant Keon King and any other people who may have been involved with his activity. Philadelphia Police Department can accept this information at 215-686-TIPS. In other words, 215-686-TIPS. You
Yes,
can also call
Andy.
the DA's office at 215-686-8000, and we will make sure that your information is considered as an aspect of this investigation. It is now my pleasure to introduce Philadelphia City Council member Anthony Phillips of the 9th Council District, who has been on this, along with other city officials, to include Mayor Sherrell Parker, Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel, Council President Kenyatta Johnson.
All right, let's take a pause. We were going to watch the full thing and just watch it, but because I love the conversation with you guys, I kind of want to come over to this article that was just released based on the press conference and kind of walk through some of this. I'm going to share the link to the press conference in the chat right now, just in case we don't come back to it or whatever, and you guys want to watch it in full, because I want to have time to discuss this. I have to leave at 2:20 to get the boys, to get the kids. So here is the link for the presser. We will come back to it if we have time, but let's look at this article, which is, again, about the press conference. So we're not missing anything. Right now, homicide charges have not yet been filed against Keon King as the district attorney's office continues to investigate. Just because so many people, I'm noticing a lot of you guys don't know the lead up to this and didn't see the video from yesterday, which don't know what's going on. My channel is just, people don't even see my videos a lot of the times, and it's frustrating. But because of that, and this new information is kind of tied in with this next article here, I think this would be a good way to go about this. And I can kind of show you guys, Andy, PB&J, some of what I'm talking about. So, okay. New charges have been filed, which we just heard. We know that. Keon, 21, of South Philadelphia, is facing arson. I did not know that causing catastrophe was even a criminal charge. Causing catastrophe, conspiracy, and tampering with evidence. Where did the conspiracy? I'm curious about that. And tampering with evidence, among other charges in connection with the case that DA announced during this press conference. Right now, homicide charges have not yet been filed against King as the DA's office continues to investigate. We are not done, Larry Krasner said. This comes just days after human remains were found behind a vacant school in Germantown in Philadelphia. The DA's office confirmed on Monday those remains are of Scott. Scott vanished the night of Saturday, October 4th. Remember, she left her workplace. It was in the middle of her shift. She hadn't been there super long. King was initially arrested and charged last week with kidnapping. He's also facing reinstated charges for a separate case from earlier this year. Those new charges come as officials say they've located a vehicle they believe is connected to the case. Now, yesterday, I talked about the DA and the spokesman for the court are kind of at odds right now because they're like figuring out who's to blame for these charges being dropped, right? They never should have been dropped. Sick and tired of seeing people take the lives of our youth, right? The young, the brilliant, the beautiful, whatever, our future. And these are people that end up being the people that took their lives are literally out, and they should have been locked up because of something else that they did similar, in the recent past. It's bullshit. And they're all kind of passing the buck to each other. So, let me continue. Officials said they believe other people may have been involved in this case. However, they did not release any other details about who they may be or the extent of their involvement. That's interesting. Officials say a tip led police to this burned black Hyundai Accent. However, when investigators went to the scene, the vehicle was already towed, compacted, and was at a junkyard. Investigators said they were able to obtain surveillance video of the vehicle, leading them to believe the car was used to move Kada, where her remains were ultimately found near the middle school. The vehicle was stolen on October 3rd, so that is the day before she was last seen. I want to know how far ahead was he planning this kidnapping? So one day before she goes missing, this car gets stolen, and then it was burned on October 7th, just a couple of days later. Cell phone data also allegedly places Keon at the various locations connected to this case, including where the vehicle was burned, as well as where the vehicle was last seen near the rec center. Now, in the 2 weeks prior to Saturday's discovery, police had shut down this entire area near the police academy, and that's where they recovered her phone case, a debit card, and then her remains came from this, like I told you, and you can see here, quote, very specific, unquote, tip that came in overnight Friday. The remains were found Saturday. The tip was very specific that led us back to this location here, said First Deputy Commissioner John Stanford. We want the people, the person we have in custody, and anyone else who may be involved. We want them held accountable to the highest degree of the law for what they have done. So they talk about her remains being moved and the phone calls before she went missing. Now, we have their family statement, which we just heard. So now I want to show you this. Here is an article right here on the side. We have DA addresses drop charges against Keon King. We could have done better. Yeah, really. No shit. All right, so let me just show you all this. And I believe that the video will probably...
1 second. There, neighbor, you left.
He is poking through the window.
next,
Yesterday, we paused it mid peak, and it was so, the look in his eyes was just, Creepy, for real. Scary. So they've been looking for nearly 2 weeks for Kada. At this time, she had not been found. The DA's office was addressing a dropped kidnapping charge against her alleged captor. DA Larry Krasner says his office could have done more to prosecute him previously. We could have done better in that. A really sophisticated approach to the case would have been to try to put it all in with video evidence, he said. A really sophisticated approach? King is accused of kidnapping another woman back in January. The incident was captured partly in a viral video. It shows King peering through and knocking on windows while a person inside yells to call the police and for him to go away. According to charging documents, King kidnapped and assaulted the woman in his car. His 2-year-old daughter was in the back seat. I'm going to find those charging documents, and if I do, I'm just going to put them up in like a pre-recorded video so you guys can read them or see them. The case was dismissed earlier this year when the DA said the victim did not show up for court. He said King was out on bail, and that's why. The reason they had to worry he was going to come out of the same door they went in the courthouse right after they testified. Okay, and that's a normal fear for the victim. But then the DA shows some freaking strength and prosecutes anyway and locks the bastard up so that he can't go on to do it again. And then there's no fear, right? Or not as much fear, because there will always be fear, even when they're locked up. Let me tell you, I'm sure this woman would have felt a lot safer had he been in jail for what he had done and not just roaming the streets. So, let's see if it'll show us this video so you guys can see.
Turn now to the search for answers in the disappearance of Kada Scott, who vanished nearly 2 weeks ago in Philadelphia. Faith Abube is here with the latest, including a chilling new video that's this morning that's now part of the investigation. Good morning, Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you, Michael. That video was posted on TikTok. A woman claiming it shows a man trying to break into her house. Police telling ABC News that they believe that the man you're about to see in that video is the suspect, now charged with kidnapping Kada Scott. TikTok, a woman claiming it shows a man trying to break into her house. Police telling ABC News that they believe that the man you're about to see in that video.
I wanted to try to pause it there again just to show you guys, like,
Bye. Keon out here. This morning, police investigating this video showing who they believe to be Keon King, the suspect.
my God, you can see his eye there. It's hard to see because of his hood and stuff and the shadow on his face. But I'm sorry. Let's go over to this TikTok. Let's just see what's over here, okay? While we're here. And then I'll go back to the presser for a moment. I'll drop the link again if people want to watch that in full. But oh, and by the way, just a moment, let me say, if you haven't, I have a TikTok account for just like snacks and stuff like that, makeup, not true crime. I have a true crime TikTok that's at AlexErickson11. But if you haven't seen my second account, it's called @AllieDoesWhatever. And I love posting like new snacks. I posted a video today. Go over there and check it out. I'm having fun with that, and it's a little bit easier to take and absorb than some of this. So it's at S4LCC. At S4LCC. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it looks like they've made a few videos. Okay. So here's the TikTok.
Go away, bitch. Don't come over here. Karen, call the cops.
I can't believe I haven't looked at this in full yet.
Call the... It's all these kids in here. Call the cops, you dumb bitch.
Coffee.
He coming around the window.
Yay, thank you.
Go that way, Cameron. Yeah, bitch, go away. Bye. Go away. Bye. Yep, bye. Bye. Keon out here.
Keon out here.
Go away, bitch. Don't come over here. Karen, call the cops. Go away, bitch. Don't come
Poses?
over here.
Like karate
Karen, call the
poses?
cops.
What the?
Call the. It's all these kids in here. Call the cops, you dumb bitch.
What is he doing? He was doing freaking karate poses. Literally, did y'all see that? It was the full-on like karate kid. Like I can't even recreate it. I'm gonna look silly and stupid, but what? Okay, and let's look at the comments for a moment here. Oh my God, is this the person turned himself in for missing girl Kada Scott? She says yes. Let's look at the. I'm glad you're in jail now. Can't hurt anybody else. This is him one of the many times you tried to break in, excuse me, my house. Hope they throw him under for everything he's ever done. Oh, look, they posted a screen grab. I don't know why I'm getting the hiccups of him in the beginning. And they said he think he's smooth with. Look. What in the world? Oh my. I'm going to make a video, a short one for people who haven't, like, for one, my lives are not being, like, seen by many people. And also, a lot of people, some people don't want to sit through a live because that is insane. Y'all weird as hell. Why are y'all taunting her in the comments? No shit. Who cares if she didn't go to court? People need to leave her the hell alone. I'm sorry, but she's a victim. I would be scared as well. Who wouldn't be? Oh my God. Okay, so let's see this video because it looks like it's about the same thing. Story time, because how you know this dude and why he at the window like he lived there. Let's see what she says. Come on, internet.
DRUG dealer. He was selling to my cousin. My cousin told me he was going to pick me up, take me to his house, and then he was just going to drop me off at his house because my cousin wanted him to come quicker with his, DRUG. And so he was like, oh, if you're in the car with him, he just going to come faster. So I was like, okay, so I got in the car. He had him pick me up from my mom's house. I got in the car with him, and we drove up there to up top, and what did we do? He parked somewhere. We was talking for a while. My cousin was blowing his phone up the whole time. So after he finally answered the phone, we end up going there. So once we get there, they got into an argument or whatever, and me and Keon ended up leaving. So me and Keon was chilling for a long time, and then he dropped me off back at home. So that was our first ever interaction. After that, we continued to, see each other and things like that. We didn't, I didn't officially start being like, we never said we was in a relationship first until it was March 17th, 2023. So that was the day after my sister's birthday. I invited him and his friend to my sister's, what was it? I think she had a hotel or whatever. Yeah, she had a hotel. They had him and his friend, he came. That was the first time we spent the night with each other or whatever.
Oh, wow. So they had like close relationships.
That's how everything started.
That's how everything started. Now this looks like the next video, and I think this is it for now.
Everything.
It says, girl, you should be talking to police. Let's see what she has to say.
Proceed with everything, and to make sure that he does not come home this time. Proceed with everything. Proceed with everything, and to make sure that he does not come home this time. So obviously, with that being the case, I can't really say much on social media anymore. Proceed with
Look at
everything,
it skips halfway
and to make
through,
sure that
and it
he
won't
does
show
not
the
come
whole
home
video.
this
Let me
time.
refresh it. Hold on. Wait, no. Daggone it.
I have talked. This is why I haven't spoken on anything else regarding the case. As of yesterday, the case is officially reopened. I have talked to the DA, and we are going to proceed with everything and to make sure that he does not come home this time. So obviously, with that being the case, I can't really say much on social media anymore. This is why I haven't spoken on anything.
Okay. So that's all we know. You know, it's an open case. I don't blame her. I can understand. I have to go get my boys. But yeah, I'm glad that we saw that. So they were in a relationship. This other victim that these charges have now been reinstated. Seems like they had spent the night together. Again, I'll post a short video if you can rewatch it to get a look at this again, or just to have it so that if we want to watch it, I have it somewhere short where we don't have to go down to TikTok to hunt it down. I'll post like her 3 videos together. I don't know, you guys. I'll be watching. I'll be waiting. I'm ready for a murder charge. He needs to be charged. Kada didn't die on her own and then burned or whatever he did, or not. She wasn't burned. The car was burned and she was moved in, and all of that wouldn't have happened. You're to blame for this. Whatever you did, Keon King, we don't know yet. You need to face and be held accountable for what you've done. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. I hope to see you tonight. I think I'm going to be on tonight. I am waiting patiently for an email from Department of Corrections. If I get that, we'll definitely be on. But also, even if I don't, I have another thing that I might do tonight. So stay tuned. Nobody gets my notifications. Just look. But you know what I'm going to do? Here's my plan. I'm going to have a schedule where you don't need notifications, because I will be on at that time on that day, no matter what. So that's the plan moving forward. I just don't have it all ironed out yet. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. I don't know, Kimberly. I don't know what's going on. Like, I really don't know. I think I'm going to have to cover some more topics that are, in the algorithm and kind of people want to talk about, but you can like the video for sure, comment, and I don't know what that hype thing is. That could help. I'm not freaking sure. But just being here, means the most to me. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, I hope you have a good afternoon, and I will see you a little bit later. Bye. Awesome. I'm glad you guys, thank you for letting me know. I thought about making a post, like interact with this if you see this post. And maybe it's the topics I'm covering and there's so much going on otherwise. I'm not really sure, but I definitely haven't done it any favors by being active pretty much every day on my channel. And then for the last year, not hardly being active, doing like 10 lives a month, canceling, rescheduling. I've done it to myself. So I'm just going to have to work to get it back to where it was, but I'm willing to do that. So anyways, not that you guys care about all this. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day and see you in a little bit. Bye.